Hi Pangga, good morning, and I do hope you're having a good time. Today, I am on a special appointment. Eh. Hi Pangga, good morning, and I do hope you're having a good time. And today, I'm out of the studio para sa isang special coverage or interview. He is a doctor and a professor, young professor in Silliman University, and interestingly, he was able to discover a subspecies of some butterflies. I'm on my way to Silliman University para sa isang interview because I'd like to get to know more about him and also yung kanyang nakita na mga butterflies sa Mount Talinis. Okay? So, let's go to Silliman University. Alright guys, so we're now here in Silliman University and ako'y papasok sa computer center and then pupunta kami ng museum. So, let's check it out. Let's go!
My name is Badon, and my nickname is Chaa. And I'm from Shaton, which is 50 kilometers southwest of Dumaguete, and I'm currently an instructor here in Silliman University, especially in the biology department. And then I'm currently heading the organization, the Philippine Lepidoptera Butterflies and Moths Incorporated. We are doing a nationwide documentation of butterflies and moths. So I started my grad school in 2011, and then it was after I graduated with my bachelor's degree in biology here, I went to the US as a scholarship to study insects, and then I want to specialize in butterflies. So in 2011, I proposed the study to do a survey of butterflies here in South Negros. And then in 2012, after applying permits, a friend of mine who was a member of this sort of a UP Cebu Mountaineering's club, it's just a group of students who their hobby is climbing mountains, and then he invited me because they said we're going to climb Mount Talinis in 2 weeks. So when they said that they're going to climb Mount Talinis and reach the peak, I said, I think I'm gonna join. I think this is going to be my opportunity to climb Mount Talinis. That was my first time. So it was May 2012 when I started documenting butterflies, and then it was, I think, late May when we climbed Mount Talinis. I didn't know about butterflies at that time. I didn't know about butterflies. I just documented and collected some just to see what I can find later on. So I climbed Mount Talinis. We started climbing around 6 a.m. So it was until morning when we were having breakfast. So while we were eating, I noticed some yellow and white butterflies flying and just mud paddling along the lake shores of Lake Nailig. So I was just flying from, crossing the lake, and then I grabbed my insect net and collected 2 specimens. And when I saw it, I was like, this would be interesting because I found it here at the peak. And I'm not sure if this is just common in the lowland areas too, but I just collected it not knowing. So I got two, and then after that we just left. We left the campground because we have to go down on that day to reach our next destination, which is the ranch or the rancho. After the climb, I didn't check the specimen, what it was. I didn't do research at
So
that
basically
time.
you just caught
Yeah, I just caught it and then
put it.
okay, it's on the pile of my specimens here in South Negros, and then I got the export permit from the DNR, and then when I got the go signal to export the specimens with me, so it was until I reached when I went back to the museum in the US. It was in the University of Florida, so I processed the specimens. I checked them, labeled them, I spread them, and then I just did identification, basic identification, and then of course I identified those two specimens here that I collected in Mount Talinis as Appias Phoebe, because it is actually a species of Appias Phoebe, but I didn't know that it's something different from the ones in Canlaon, because this butterfly can also be found at the highest elevation of Mount Canlaon.
The Appias Phoebe.
Yeah, the Appias Phoebe, but it has it's a different subspecies. That's Appias Phoebe montana. So I labeled it as Appias Phoebe montana, and I didn't do research about if they collected here in South Negros. It was until that was 2012, and then I was able to publish this first field guide to the butterflies of the Philippines, which the specimens are actually featured here. This was published in 2014, and then after I graduated my master's and PhD degrees I graduated my PhD in 2012. Then I came back here last year, and then when I joined the faculty here in the biology department, they said that if you want to join the annual biodiversity symposium in Leyte, there's an opportunity. So I said, oh, I want to go because I would like to attend that conference symposium, and I'd like to present. I didn't present this during the symposium. I displayed it on their table, and then I grabbed it again. It's like, this is my book from 2014. I scanned it, and then I reached this page, and then I looked at it again, and I was like, it looks different from the ones that I saw in other publications and in the museums, because I curated some of this in the museums. And then after that, I did some research. I did some like online library visits on actually checking more on these specimens that I collected in Mount Talinis. So I compared it with the ones that I found online. So this was an old publication. It just says here Appias Phoebe, and when I look at the places where they collected, so it's here mostly North Luzon, and there's two from Mindanao, and then here North Negros, Mount Canlaon. It's all Mount Canlaon. And then I said, so they didn't collect any specimens from Mount Talinis. So because before, Mount Canlaon was very famous for butterfly collectors. So most of the specimens that they documented here in Negros Island came from Mount Canlaon. They rarely visit here in the south. And then after this, these are the photos. So this is the photo of the Appias Phoebe from Luzon. This is Luzon. This is Mindana. So as you can, if you take a look at the markings here, this one's like circular, this one's triangular, and this is the one Phoebe montana. If you take a look at the upper side, that's how it looks like, and this is how it looks like on the other side, circular. And when I compared it with the Appias Phoebe that I collected in Mount Talinis, it looks different. Yeah. Look at this one and take a look at this one. This one is circular, this one is triangular or a funnel shape.
Right.
And you have two specimens because it has to be distinct forms. So actually when you compare it, this is from Mount Canlaon. This is from Mount Talinis. The ones here in Mount Talinis looks like the one in Mindanao. If you take a look at that.
This one.
Yeah, that one. It's only missing this diagnostic key or for identification. This spot right here. That one.
Okay.
That one. This one doesn't have.
Right.
Yeah. So this is when I submitted it for publication, and they say it looks really different. We can tell it's a different subspecies because this butterfly can only be found at higher elevations here in the Philippines. This species can only be found here in the Philippines. Appias Phoebe can only be found higher elevations. I think someone was documenting them in Baguio. Appias Phoebe mindana, it's northwest Mindanao. And then Canlaon, this one, the Appias Phoebe montana, is Mount Canlaon. And this new one is Appias Phoebe, which is unique in Mount Talinis. So that was the story. I realized it last year, 2019, in August, when I attended the symposium. I submitted a draft for publication, and it was approved and got published last week. So for conservation purposes, of course you have to conserve this because you have to or protect this or include it in conservation projects because it can only be found here.
Right.
So that's what makes it unique. It's not just that this species can only be found here in the Philippines, and it's not common because they can only be found at certain elevation that's high up. It's not known in the past that this butterfly, which is endemic here in the Philippines, a new subspecies can be found here in Mount Talinis. So there were butterfly collectors. They always want to climb mountains, and they never climb Mount Talinis because they just think that it's probably just the same with Mount Canlaon. And this will also get the butterfly photographers around the world. This will get attention because it's not just it's not common just like you see them every day. Because you have to climb up in that's the challenge.
Yeah, right.
And I named it after a lot of people.
Why Nuydai?
Why Nuydai? Actually, Justin Nuydai and his brothers, especially the Nuydai family, they were one of the first pioneers in documenting the butterflies here in the Philippines. Of course, we have the one in Cebu, Kuyan Humalon, but they belong to one team. They call themselves the Butterfly Hunters of the Philippines. Whenever I arrive in Manila from the US, and before I go back to the US, I always stop by in Justin Nuydai's house. And then he keeps telling stories about when they do field work before, and then which mountains they climb. And then I submitted this publication, I think November of last year. Yeah, I submitted the publication November. He didn't know. So I asked, "Do you have specimens of this from Mount Talinis?" And he said, "No, I don't have." And then when I saw his collection, it didn't match to the specimens that I collected here in South Negros. So after that, I didn't tell him. I didn't tell him that I collected like this in Mount Talinis, and I'm gonna name it after you. No, I didn't tell him about that. And then after that, I got the email last week, early morning when I woke up. That was the first email that I received. So when I woke up around 6, it's very rare for me to wake up at around 6. When I saw it, I was like, oh, it's a PDF of my publication. So of course I have to wake up, and then because I was excited, and then I posted it on Facebook, and then that's and a lot of friends shared it, and then trying to say congratulations, and then so yeah, that was the story of the discovery of this.
Okay.
I was happy. He didn't call me. His daughter was the one communicating me. They were glad. They were glad that there are still researchers here in the Philippines that's interested with butterflies. Butterflies, why are they important? It's because they are great indicators of a healthy environment. Some of them only prefer this kind of habitat, and for this one, forest and higher elevations. And there are also butterflies at mid elevation because they like that, they prefer that kind of habitat, and they also prefer, some species also prefer lower elevations. And they're also great pollinators of plants and fruits. Here in our town, when I was documenting butterflies recently in Valencia, I saw a lot of butterflies. They're now pollinating our favorite fruit, which is rambutan. I started knowing butterflies in 2012, and I didn't know any about butterflies at that time.
Yeah.
And then it's just so happened that one of the things that I caught or collected was something new.
Right.
So yeah, you'll never know what you're gonna discover when you go somewhere. So
Wow. Okay. All right, guys. So that was our chit chat with Dr. Jade Aster Badon, si Sir Jaa of the Biology Department of Silliman University, and very interesting, no? Ang ato ang nakuha nga information from him, because matud pa niya that he actually discovered the butterfly by accident. Again, thank you so much to Dr. Jade Aster Badon, and so congratulations, and that's something that we should be proud of for us Negrense, and especially for especially there sa may Valencia, no, and for Mount Talinis. So guys, thank you so much for checking out this vlog, and I hope you got something. I hope you enjoyed the video and you learned something from the video. And please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Please don't forget to like the video and comment down below if you want interesting stories to be featured right here on my channel. So God bless you all. Thank you so much, and stay safe. Enjoy the rest of the day.